Welcome back to Julian, California. Last time we left off right here at the Julian jail, and let's just say, as nice as these accommodations are, I'm definitely not spending the night here. Now I'm heading over to check into the Julian Gold Rush Hotel, and if I'm being honest, I might regret having booked this room. But listen, I'm here, and I'm ready to see if this hotel lives up to its ghostly reputation. Let's check it out. Today, we're diving into more than just haunted history. I've got wine tasting, barbecue, and a few other surprises lined up. And of course, I'll be giving you my final verdict on this quirky town, including which pie reigns supreme. So make sure to stick around to the end to find out. The Julian Gold Rush Hotel, originally called the Robinson Hotel, has been around long enough to collect some serious history. From its beginnings as a restaurant and bakery run by two freed former slaves, Albert and Margaret Robinson, to becoming the oldest continuously operated hotel in Southern California, this place is definitely steeped in stories. Okay, so I'm about to head inside, and from what I hear, this hotel has seen a lot over the years. The Robinsons originally opened the hotel in 1887, and by 1897, it was fully established as a hotel. It became a hub for travelers during the Gold Rush era, but it's the history and the haunting that has people talking today. Like any good historic hotel, it's got its fair share of ghost stories. Guests and staff have reported some unusual occurrences, like beds that seem to be freshly made only to appear slept in by morning, or the strange smell of pipe smoke in this smoke-free hotel. And then of course there's the figure of Albert Robinson himself, said to appear in room 10. Okay, so yes, that's kind of creepy, but also I don't think I would mind if the bed made itself. But here's where it gets darker. There are stories of an even more aggressive spirit, one so troubling that it supposedly led to an exorcism right here in this hotel. So I knew that this place was haunted, but I didn't know to what extent, and I really wish I hadn't researched this after booking this room. I have avoided haunted hotels ever since staying at the Skirvin Hotel in Oklahoma City a few years ago. I had, let's just say, a weird experience there. So ever since then, I've avoided haunted hotels, but place is cute, so all I can hope is that I'm not visited by some unexpected guests this evening. On the plus side, this bed is actually really, really comfortable. And also, this is the first hotel room I think I've ever stayed in that did not have a television, which is strange, but kind of nice. Okay, I think that is enough of the haunted chat for now. Literally across the street from this hotel is the Blue Door Winery, and I love wine, so I think we should go try some of Julian's finest wines. Blue Door Winery is located just half a block off of Main Street in Julian. They have a full production facility in Sandiego, which allows visitors to experience the winemaking process. But lucky for me, in this tiny town, they also have a cozy rustic tasting room where they specialize in handcrafted red wines. They also have sangria, so I might be here a while. Okay, so after those rich reds, I think I need some sustenance. So I am headed down to the other watering hole in town, which just so happens to have some of the best barbecue and pizza in town as well. So let's take a stroll down to the Julian Beer Company. Julian Beer Company really stands out in this town. They specialize in handcrafted beers and even grow their hops on property. But in addition to their diverse selection of craft beer, they also offer pizza, barbecue, and sandwiches in this largest venue on Main Street. This is the spot to come for events, games, and live music. So the Julian Beer Company is right next to the cemetery, and the beer garden that I'm walking through right now is literally like attached to the cemetery. It's right here. But I think that if you are staying overnight in Julian, there's a good chance you're gonna end up at the Julian Beer Company at some point, because it is the venue that's open the latest and it still closes at 8 p.m. All right, y'all, well, I just closed down the Julian Beer Company, and it is 8:01, so I guess I'm heading to bed. I am back in my room, showered, and ready for bed at 8:29. So if I am able to sleep, I'm gonna have a nice, long, restful sleep. And if I'm not able to sleep, it's gonna be a very long night for me. It is 3:53 in the morning, and I swear I keep hearing sounds. I'm trying to get sleep. What was that? Nobody's up right now. It's almost 4 in the morning. Nobody is awake. Everybody went to bed at 9. What was that? I'm gonna have a heart attack. Good morning. So clearly I survived the night. That noise I heard last night, I heard it a lot more this morning, so I'm thinking it probably was just a door or a door lock or something like that. You can really hear everything in this hotel, so again, I was just in my head last night, but it was probably nothing. I did toss and turn quite a bit, but I think that's just to be expected anytime you're sleeping in a new location. Anyway, today is a new day, and I am excited to explore more of Julian with you. First, I'm gonna head to the Julian Farm Orchard for their Daffodil Days. It's an annual springtime celebration they hold every year. We should have a beautiful day for it, so let's head downstairs and have some breakfast, and then we'll head out. I also want to say the haunted history of this place aside, is actually really cute. The rooms are quaint and cozy, the staff is super friendly, and just the space in general, it's got a Victorian vibe. It's just different and fun. So do not let, the haunted history deter you from staying at the Julian Gold Rush Hotel. Julian Farm Orchard is actually located just 6 minutes outside of town. It's a popular orchard for visitors looking to pick apples, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, sunflowers, or in our case today, daffodils. They also have family activities from a petting zoo to a rock climbing wall, and even hay rides. Daffodil Days is a special event held between mid-March and mid-April each year. Other special events held here include Easter egg hunts and even Revolutionary War reenactments. There's truly something for everyone here. It is a beautiful day here. I do not think I've ever seen this many daffodils. Actually, I thought when I was coming here, I thought daffodils were actually dandelions, so that shows how much I know about flowers. But it's really nice, and I would love to come back in the fall because I bet they have like amazing apple cider. Obviously, they're known for their apples around here, and I also bet they have apple cider donuts, which are some of my favorite. So I don't know, it's really nice though. And now that we've soaked up some sun, I say we head back to town to see a couple more things before wrapping up our trip to Julian. So museums can be hit or miss for me. Sometimes they're interesting and sometimes it's like reading a history textbook. So let's see which category this museum falls into. This place gives a glimpse into what life was like when Julian was a booming gold rush town. You've got 19th century artifacts, old mining tools, and even a blacksmith shop set up. And if you've ever wondered how Julian's first settlers dressed, well, let's just say fashion was a little different back then. I don't think I can pull any of these outfits off, but props to these pioneers. That was actually pretty cool. And just next door is the Julian Historical Society, and it is actually housed in a one-room old schoolhouse, which operated as a school until 1954. So let's see what that's like. This school, from what I can tell, is like legit straight out of Little House on the Prairie. Old wooden desks, chalkboards, and definitely no Wi-Fi. So unfortunately, even though the Historical Society says it's open, it does not seem to be open, and there's no one in there. So we won't get to see that today, but it is still pretty cool to see it from the outside. So, because the Julian Historical Society was closed, that gives us the chance to check out the California Wolf Center and see what that's about. So I just got the info on the California Wolf Center. Super friendly staff in there. They gave me the rundown and said, while that is sort of the merchandise central, they give tours about a mile away, and they're about an hour long, where you can be up close and personal with these wolves. So that is something you should check out when you're in Julian. Seems really neat. I wish I had more time here to do that. So I don't really do tea because I am much more of a coffee drinker, but Julian Tea and Cottage Art seemed too cute to pass up, so I gotta check it out. Housed in a turn-of-the-century home, Julian Tea and Cottage Arts offers full traditional tea service and tea-related merchandise like English bone china and teapots. It's a quirky establishment that adds a bit of sophistication to this charming town. Well, as it turns out, Julian Tea and Cottage Arts is reservation only, so I didn't get a chance to have the traditional tea setup. However, the ladies in there were wonderful and gave me a tea setup to sit outside. So I got my to-go tea and some milk and honey, and I'm gonna sit here and try this passion fruit papaya tea. We covered a lot in Julian, from exploring an old gold mine to wine tasting to a good old-fashioned apple pie showdown. So after 2 days here, does Julian earn a trip it or a skip it? Here's my take. If you love small town charm, apple pie, and history, then Julian is 100% worth a trip. I bet it's especially pretty in the fall when the leaves change and apple season is in full swing. But if you're looking for nightlife, adventure, and big attractions, then this probably isn't the place for you. But for me, this is definitely a trip at town. I mean, I love a small town day trip, and this town in particular evokes nostalgic vibes of days gone by. And as far as the pie taste test goes, my vote goes to the Julian Pie Company. That pie was perfectly flaky and had the best filling. There's your winner. Now I want to know what you think. If you've ever been to Julian, what was your favorite part? Or if you've never been, what's something you would want to do here? Drop me a comment, and if there's another small town you want me to check out, let me know. I'm always looking for new towns to explore. All right, well, that wraps up our time in Julian. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next town.